My name is David Eby, and I'd like to share with you the 5 stages of the performer's ego. I was preparing for a presentation on 3 different aspects of the musical experience: musical creativity, performance, and consciousness, and realized that they all connect with the source of inspiration. We're going to look at how this inspiration comes into play through the 5 stages of the performer's ego. Let's go back to where it all begins. At the center of this slide is a beginner's ego, young and innocent. I want to be clear that the ego isn't a bad thing. It's our sense of self. The beginner's ego feeds on inspiration and initial excitement while exploring newfound musical creativity, receiving encouragement from others during first performances, and experiencing the thrill that the great masterpieces evoke in our consciousness. As we improve, our ego naturally grows, completely healthy and normal, helping us achieve confidence and a strong self-esteem. Even here, the ego is still healthy, filled with inspiration. The danger comes when we start to take all the credit for greatness. When that happens, the ego begins to harden, heralding the first stages of ego-itis, no matter how large or small the ego is. The ego develops transient happiness that is dependent on praise and recognition and starts fishing for compliments. There is also a growing sense of constriction, a tightness that brings a heavier judgmental attitude. The ego becomes defensive around insecurities, we've all been there, and finally experiences an almost complete loss of inspiration, ushering in the dark night of the performer's soul. We hit a dead end and wonder where in the world we went wrong. How can we fix the broken link? How can we reestablish the pathways that lead us back to inspiration and happiness? The solution has always been with us and will continue to be every day of our creative lives. There is a source of inspiration, an ability to connect to it, that remains deep within us all. This little light in the darkness is our ticket to expanding into our fullest potential. It can transform our consciousness, lifting us out of our self-imposed limitations and suffering. Once we recognize the source of inspiration that has always been with us, a whole new world of possibilities begins to open. When we begin to draw upon our source of inspiration, the ego softens and expansive qualities begin to emerge. We start to develop a growing sense of inner peace on stage and off. We are finally able to appreciate the genius of others without feeling threatened. We can relate even more harmoniously to the realities of others and can resonate even more completely with the inspiration that we feel. Finally, our ego becomes transparent, allowing inspiration to shine through without getting in its way. When inspiration comes through musical creativity, masterpieces are born. Performances become inspired. Our consciousness becomes expansive, leading to broad experiences of fulfillment, well-being, and long-lasting joy that is not limited by circumstance. Is this for real? Absolutely. Has anyone found their way back to inspiration? Yes. I am one who has. I've dedicated these past 20 years to exploring the spiritual side of musical performance, using meditation and yoga principles, and teaching musical performance to an extraordinary group of meditators, experiencing the state of flow on a consistent basis, where time stands still and all that exists is the music, where there is simply no doubt, no anxiety, but a transcendent sense of unity with the ensemble and the audience. It is my greatest desire to share how to achieve this on a consistent basis. I've been able to experience this, and so can you. To show how this is possible, I've created a method called the 4 Accords of the Inspired Musician. Accord means to be in agreement, unity, or harmony, and comes from the root chord, the Latin word for heart. The first accord is the hush, creating a dynamic stillness within, so that you can open the heart to develop musical intuition and unlock your dormant source of inspiration. Followed by the lift, catching the rising wave of inspiration and energy, and then entering the flow for consistent, inspired performance. I am sharing this process through an online course for individuals, an introductory workshop for choirs, orchestras, and ensembles, and a week-long immersion program. To register, sign up for more information, or receive a free guided musical meditation, go to my website, davidebymusic.com, and begin your journey to consistent, inspired performance today.